Hey everybody, welcome back for another Mad Panic game review, and today we're getting wrecked because we're taking a look at the one, the only Wreckfest. I recently rekindled my love of racers with games like Cruisin' Blast, Horizon Chase Turbo, and the remake of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. So when I was browsing Amazon for another good racing game on the Switch, I came across Wreckfest. And I thought it looked pretty cool, and when I saw that it was developed by Bugbear, the same developer as the Flatout series, that was enough for me to make a purchase, and I am so glad that I did because I immediately fell in love with this game. It's honestly a bit confusing why it isn't held in as high regard as the other racing games I just mentioned, so I figured, what the hell? Let's give this thing a proper review and spread the mangled metal gospel that is Wreckfest, where the only commandment is drive fast and die last. The meat and potatoes of Wreckfest is, of course, the racing, and right away, you're given the option of just playing around on any track you want with any vehicle and number of opponents you like. But if you really want to get the most out of Wreckfest, you'll want to spend a lot of time in the career mode. This mode offers you a ton of different circuits to race in, and each circuit features a variety of fun events. Most of your time will be spent trying to win races, sometimes against a field of other racers, and sometimes against a single opponent, but you will also be participating in destruction derbies, which are a ton of fun, as the only goal is to just smash up everything in sight, something I'm quite good at, if I do say so myself. But you'll also get to participate in fun gimmick races as well, where you'll be required to drive more unusual vehicles like lawnmowers and school buses on your way to victory. This is also how you'll unlock more cars and detailing options, as winning races earns you money and also increases your experience level. Every time you level up, more customizable parts become available in your garage. So while you start out with a car you wouldn't really write home about, you'll eventually amass an entire fleet of absolute wrecking machines that any demolition racer would be proud of. You can tool around with your car's speed, acceleration, handling, and of course, give it some gnarly paint jobs. I myself being partial to black and green. The racing itself is intense and fun and strikes a nice balance between arcade racer and something a little more grounded in reality. So while it's not exactly Gran Turismo, you will need to drive with a bit of smarts if you want to win these races. But of course, with this being a demolition racer, you've got free reign to smash and bash the other racers at your leisure, and you'll be forgiven for driving like an absolute maniac. That's honestly my first instinct when I get behind the wheel of a car, so it's nice to play a racer that actually encourages my more destructive tendencies rather than penalizing them. When you want to take a break from the career mode, there are a few others to enjoy, but I spent a ton of time with the exhibition mode, where you can put together any kind of race you want. If you want to put together a race featuring nothing but motorized couches, you can absolutely do that. Or if you'd rather throw together a demolition derby consisting of nothing but RVs in a big Thunderdome type scenario, that's also an option. The possibilities are almost limitless, and all of the various vehicles and tracks are available from the start. So this is a perfect option for anyone that just wants to jump in and have some quick fun without going race by race in the career mode. And I honestly had such a great time with this game. For a title I'd never heard of before randomly coming across it on Amazon while looking at other racing games, I was 110% satisfied with the gameplay. The only thing left to talk about is the graphics and sound design, and there's honestly not very much to say. For a Switch game, Wreckfest looks pretty damn good, about as good as its PS4 counterpart anyway. There's plenty of detail on all of the vehicles and tracks, including 2 tracks that are actually taken from Carmageddon and thus have a throwback low poly look. But in general, this is a decent looking game, no real complaints in that regard, and the soundtrack is just okay, I guess. It's a lot of licensed rock music and even some tracks that have a more synth rock sound, and most of the bands are actually from Finland. It's not terrible, but also not anything that's terribly memorable. The sound effects are awesome though, both the sounds of the engines running, as well as the very satisfying crunch of metal on metal. So that's it. Wreckfest, in a nutshell, is just a fun and addictive demolition racer with some decent graphics and sound, all things considered. It's a game that I feel has been mostly overlooked, and to be fair, it wasn't exactly a high-profile release or anything, but this is a game that I think any racing fan would be happy to play. It's a quality title for sure, and it's a damn good time. If you've got a soft spot for some automotive destruction, then definitely give Wreckfest a try because it's awesome.
Awesome!